Moving on to correspondence A.
Oh.
No, wait a minute, we didn't make a decision
Sorry.
about RJ's.
Yeah,
Sorry.
The rock climbing hall.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we, yeah, that's what we tried last year, was to make sure that we had some type of, something that was better for older, like there was also adults on it, like you said, that kind of stuff. And the smaller ones, I mean, they're full of kids almost the entire time. There's lineups, they're still super, super popular.
But
But
the rock climbing wall had a lineup.
Well, so the rock climbing wall actually was busted last year, so we got remember the drop zone?
Oh, I thought that's what we were talking
Sorry,
about.
no, so the drop zone is
Oh.
what, because we wanted the rock climbing wall, but the rock climbing wall failed an inspection, so happy that they canceled it. I mean, I'm sure it's fine, they just inspect it on a regular basis and went, oh, this doesn't look safe to you, so they brought in the drop zone.
I'm sorry, I thought that's what this was,
No.
because on the one side you climb up.
Yes, no, so this is the
Oh.
actual rock climbing wall.
Okay.
That is all good and was repaired shortly, like, they're not, I don't even know if it was repaired, it passed inspection, after Canada Day, so.
Is
Yeah.
drop zone like a bungee jump type of thing?
No, you climb up one side
Yeah.
and then you free fall backwards.
Yeah.
Into.
Yeah.
But the free fall seemed to be like 50 feet in the air.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, my
Is that
bad.
why you required two paramedics?
Yes.
It's not the fall, it's the stop.
Yes.
That's right.
Falling was fine, it was the
Yeah.
landing.
Yes, so, yeah, so just looking for approval, we did approve the rock climbing wall last year, we just didn't end up having it, so they replaced it with something as similar as they could find for, older kids and adults. So if we want to have,
But do we want the drop zone instead of the rock climbing wall?
I would go with the rock climbing wall, only based on the injury from the drop zone last year. So I feel like the rock climbing wall is safer.
Listen, yes.
And I say the rock climbing does take a certain level of fitness for the
It does.
drop thing, anyone could.
Oh, no, you had to climb up one side.
It's good for teenagers, the rock climbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did the rock climbing wall one year.
I've done it. I was gonna ask about the grant that we get from the government.
Mhm.
How much,
Depends.
so we apply for how much?
I think last year we applied for 10,000, and what did we end up getting, Sandra? Did we get 2,000? Something like that, maybe 2,500.
2,700.
Maybe it was,
here.
yeah, it might have been 25, 27. It was,
Is it from FedDev?
Yes.
yeah. So Celebrate Canada, we apply every year. We apply for everything we can. And yeah, generally it can be anywhere between, I think we've gotten $1,200 before. We've got 25, maybe 27. I know it's over 2,000 last year. So yeah,
Is that in the merit to the activity, give us fair chances of getting money?
good question. I mean, I think the more money you spend, the more they're gonna give you, but they're still only gonna give you what they're gonna give you, right? Like it's,
But I'm wondering if
Yeah.
we should be applying for a bit more, considering, I know that the drones aren't that much more expensive than the fireworks.
Mhm.
But saying that we're going with drones.
oh yeah,
Right?
we have all of that. We will apply for all of that.
All of that.
Sarah's ready to go with all of that. It's just a matter of, yeah.
How divvy-
Well, and how many people apply, right? Like, I think the pot is only so big, so I think they look at all the merits of everybody's and they kind of go, okay, what can we give them? So, I mean, yeah,
One year we did very well, like I think one year we got almost 5,000, but that was just, yes, Sandra?
Yeah, we did.
But it was just that one year and I don't know why.
now was
But we were
that,
pretty darn excited about it.
Maybe or something.
Oh, maybe,
yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
For everyone.
yeah,
mhm.
A centennial year for something or other.
yeah.
I will say I could see with the federal budget and they're scaling back in certain places that this might be someplace that they would, but I think it also could be worth some follow-up with the minister's office or whatnot, if that would be helpful.
A little nudge.
Yeah. So,
So I would just say if it was approved that this from last year, I'm comfortable with keeping it the same.
That's the rock wall, not the drop zone.
Well, it was the rock wall that was
Good with
actually approved
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
year, but it wasn't available.
Yeah.
So they said the best we can do is this. And I said, well, or we could have canceled it. And I
Right.
think we went ahead with to have something, I think the intention was to have something.
If everything's
Um,
being used, then there's obviously the appetite. We do it once a year.
It's also the one thing that's outside,
Mhm.
which is really nice as well.
Well, we have the games and stuff outside. So it's, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
no, I meant from RJ's.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes, true. Um, okay, so then we're looking at, sorry, I'm just having a look here at the two quotes. So we,
6,000.
yeah, we've got the 4,000 and we've got the 6,000. So, and that is the difference, right?
Yep,
Okay. So if that's good, then Sarah will go ahead and book it and we have to do a deposit.
Yep.
And then, of course, we will include all of that in our grant, which is also due, I think it's due in December.
Friday.
Is it due Friday? Oh, geez, yeah, okay. Yep,
That is the 21st, yes. Yes,
Yep,
it's doing.
it is, yeah, so, and maybe we'll get lots of good funding this year, maybe we'll get another $2,000 and that, that's the way it goes.
But
Yeah.
I also think that we need to reach out to Enbridge.
Yes, we do have a Benevity account with Enbridge as well, and they did contribute $6,000 to our Canada Day last year. And they're continuing to obviously put the natural gas in town, so we can send them some of these quotes as well and let them know we are because we did send them ours from last year too, to say this is all the things that we're
Send
doing.
them to Nick.
So- Well, they tell us to put it all into through the Benevity account. 'Cause
Okay,
it's
but
a-
let them know.
Yes, absolutely,
okay.
yeah,
Have
yeah.
you reached out to Rogers as a sponsor in the past?
Yes and no, and I will do that.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, yes, the answer is yes, but. They tend to go with big items.
Yeah.
Like if we were doing a $50,000 Canada Day.
Mhm.
I might have a person that would be good to speak to at Rogers in particular. And given that Rogers is really increasing their cell presence here, like we're even looking at moving our phones from Bell to Rogers because it just has such better coverage.
Mhm.
It really might be the year where they would want to.
Mhm.
I just did.
Yeah.
As the chair of the
Yeah.
UN, I have,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah,
I've got
so
some
I
great-
think like.
Yeah.
It's in their interest if they're looking to get people.
Mhm.
Yeah, they need
Okay.
powers here,
It's a
so
good
I think,
idea.
new
Yeah.
ideas for them.
And I will definitely reach out again, but again, they tend to do things more like the Ontario Winter Games.
Yeah,
Which they sponsored,
Mhm.
a lot too.
Mhm.
A
mhm.
Well, maybe
couple
we
of
could do
years ago.
5 rock climbing walls and.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll do the drop zone and.
climbing,
rock
we're
climbing.
I will reach out to my contact at the office of the president and I will certainly ask.
We're also discussing at the senior leadership team meeting on Thursday, our phones. We've got quotes from a few different Rogers, obviously being one. So I can certainly, if you want to hold till Thursday.
Oh, they
because-
finally got back to you.
Yes, we had a great meeting. Thank you very much. Yeah, so. Yeah, so if that's the decision of the senior leadership team, that might be a little,
Yeah, that's okay.
right?
Yeah, can you let me know that?
Yeah.
I'll be back on Friday.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
And then I'll reach out.
I don't,
It hasn't been easy for people to change their phones or as easy as Rogers is indicating.
Mhm.
And so, I sent my contact a note that we've been trying to do this since May. And
Mm.
before we were out of that meeting, they
Yeah.
contacted
they did.
Yeah,
Yep,
so
yep.
that's-
Sandra and I met with them, so we're gonna discuss with the
Thank
SLT.
goodness.
There wasn't, so Erica, obviously, we have the planning meetings this evening.
No
And
issues I see.
we have no, we don't have any issues at this point. I think the road closure will definitely be a discussion and perhaps send back to Jason for more information, but we'll see what comes out this evening of the discussion, just based on my conversation with the residents. I don't have any comments in writing, but other than the one that you've already seen. But other than that, I don't think there's anything contentious for this evening. Emergency plan management. So thanks very much to everybody that was there at the exercise. That's awesome. Yeah, and I think that's everything in my report, Mr. Chair. Oh, sorry, that is not correct. There is also I don't know how I missed that in my report, the road licensing agreement. So, just wanting to know if council is okay with moving forward with that. I did obviously review it with our, solicitor. And so the individuals have a concrete pad, in our road allowance. They also have a little bit of garden, but I'm not really worried about the garden. If we needed to move that to widen the road, we could do that. But the concrete pad would be a bit different. Now, I spoke to Jason. Has no intention of widening the road anytime soon. Doesn't mean, in 10 years, that can't be a discussion, but I think if we want to have an agreement with them for the next 10 years, Jason doesn't think we'll be doing anything there. The concrete pad is already there. Apparently he's been there for a while, and they just put a gazebo on it, but I think they're looking at putting a bit of a more permanent gazebo is I think so they came in for a building permit, and that's when the whole thing sort of took place. And where we found, oh, but you're encroaching on our road allowance and so how do we fix that? So that's what this agreement does, is sort of put in play what's already there and allows it to stay for 10 years for obviously a fee of $500. And then in 10 years' time, if we don't want it there anymore, they'll be aware that we certainly could say, or if something happens in the meantime, that's also in there that says we have to terminate this agreement. Because at the end of the day, the roads are the roads and they take priority if they have to. So trying to make it work with the resident. So I don't know if there's any concerns about that agreement. If it would come back by bylaw on December 2nd, but if you have concerns, I'd love to hear them now.
It's much better to have that agreement because it defines what we can and cannot do. So I'm happy with that.
But this is also housekeeping. Obviously, something was missed years and years and years ago. I think Merv has probably been through about 100 of these in his career. So, yeah.
We go.
Okay. And I believe that is actually all I have, Mr. Chair. Oh, sorry.
Question.
Can I just revisit something that came up? It wasn't on your report, but you
Mhm.
brought it up about meeting with Rogers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wondering if it's possible, and not to say that I'm for this or against this necessarily, but just to investigate when you're speaking with them about getting very basic phones for council. That, what would that cost? Because we're all using our own personal ones and had to make a decision if we put our personal phone
Mhm.
numbers on the website or not.
Mhm.
And by having ones that just roll over to council after council, if it's very, like, it might be very inexpensive, and it would just be good to know when we're doing
Mhm.
budget,
Mhm.
what would that be as a cost as opposed to having council have their, like,
Yeah.
use their personal phones?
So, and it depends on what type of phone you want. So if you're on an Apple device, it's more, and depends on which version of the phone that you would like. So I mean, like, probably the most, I don't know about the most expensive, but one of the more expensive phones would be about $1,200. As government agency, we'd get 50% off, so that would be $600. And then, if you were going with Samsung and you were using not the newest version, there could easily be a phone that's maybe $200. Again, 50% off for government, so we would get it for $100. So, and then those expenses would go with the council expenses and be reported accordingly. So we can certainly look at that for the 2026 budget and have that discussion.
And I'm not saying that a future mayor, next mayor might not want one. I do not want 2 phones.
I've had to have 2 phones before. I think that there's pros and cons to it. And something that's just
Mhm.
worthy of a conversation.
I don't mind
Yeah.
people funding me on my personal cell. I carry 1 phone. I watched Dave muck around with 2 phones and watched other people. I want
Mhm.
no part of it. I like just having my phone and my home phone number's on the website too, so.
I will just say, like, I had a call this week from a resident, and if it was on a different phone that was just a phone for here,
Mhm.
then I would know, okay, that's a resident calling, or that's but when it's your personal, you have no idea who's calling, and sometimes it's a block number. But if it was on that one, then you would kind of know. So I just think it
Mhm.
just made me think of it when you brought
Yeah.
that up.
For sure. No, we can bring those numbers to the
Like, very
budget.
basic, just phone. I don't think you need.
Yeah.
Full.
I've got the list of all the different ones.
Yeah.
That's no problem. Yeah. No.
Most people send me messages on Messenger versus.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's, oh, your Facebook,
or email.
Facebook is on, okay?
Yeah,
Okay, so you'll bring us some ideas.
Yeah, in the March budget meeting, unless council wants it, does council want it sooner? Like I can bring it sooner. I have the information. If you want me to bring it to the December meeting, as part of my report, then we could move forward with it in January if that's.
Should we decide if this is something we want before work is done, to research it, or is it not?
sure. I don't want one, but I'm not saying all the council does well.
Yeah.
I don't want one, I already have 2 house phone sell.
Okay,
I think it's worth a discussion
okay.
at a December meeting.
John, would you want another phone?
Well, I use my landline as my contact number, but I give people my cell phone. If we've got something in the works, so I don't need a second stuff.
Okay,
Okay.
so
But I think it's still worth a conversation,
I think
like,
you'd be the only one that wants another
I'm
phone.
not saying I want another.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just good to talk about the pros and cons on an actual,
But for this budget cycle,
okay,
yeah, if I absolutely will not carry a second phone. And again, whoever's mayor from 26 to 31 might want one, but that, yeah.
I think it's not a question of like, it's more of a policy, is it available to people if they want it? As opposed to does everyone want it or not want it? That's
But
where.
it's still a budget.
It's not similar to the idea of giving us a calculator.
Mhm.
Where, the lawyers made a good case that you should do all your business on the computer provided, because that could be seized in some circumstance,
Mhm.
and
But personal cell phones cannot,
Yeah.
they can't, okay.
they cannot.
Okay, so I guess I just am looking for direction. Do you want me to bring forward numbers in December? Do you want me to hold it till March to budget?
I would say March. I don't know, it doesn't sound like anybody's interested except there, so.
And
it
I'm
is
just
a budget.
interested in having the conversation.
Of course, yeah.
Not in necessarily. having
And
the
March is
workshop.
okay for you?
Yeah.
Or you want it in December? That's all?
March.
Okay. Yep, that's no problem.
Okay, talk about that in March.
Okay,
Thank you. Moving to correspondence A, we have,
A lot of AMO and FCM. Yeah, I know.
insightful AMO and FCM
I know,
communicated.
I,
I found the county construction updated, but only because I wanted to know when not to drive.
okay, so. Now you can drive anywhere in Bonachir Valley. So, just obviously 512, or I'm sorry. County Road 70, which is Ruby and Opeongo Road, we're gonna complete. The west end of 512 is complete. The east end of 512 is virtually complete. They need some line painting. The portion between Donegal and Silver Lake is not done. And I will tell you why. From the village to Sand Road was a total rehab. It was dug up. One lift went down, the second lift went down. From Sand Road to basically Donegal was also completely dug up. 2 lifts went on. The third section was just getting an overlay and they ran out of time. It will be done next spring. Unfortunately, there is a penalty because they didn't complete. But I will tell you goodbye, Jenny. The worst of Highway 512 is done and it is night and day driving on that road. So I think the county has done a really, really fine job in trying to mitigate. Number one, the weather changing like that, which nobody was prepared for. So anyway, I think that they've done the 9.8 million in Bonachir Valley for this year, almost got completely done.
Good to hear,
Yeah,
and it is a lovely drive out.
oh my gosh. It's night and day.
People
They-
run faster.
Yes,
I gotta take a drive out that someday.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
They even paved the little boulevard in front of the roads department, which was very kind of them. Cause it was kind of, you drive it, it was sort of, bit of an off-road experience.
Great, moving on, anything on URN that you should know?
No, I think it speaks for itself. For Bonachir Valley, we just have one more to go into service next year. Right now, we're sort of in education mode because we are consistently receiving phone calls about why people's cell phone service is not better. And when asked what carrier they're on, they are not on Rogers. Rogers is business. They did not put in this infrastructure for the good of their health. This is a multi-million dollar job by Rogers with very small investments by the province and the feds and municipalities across Eastern Ontario. And quite frankly, except for phoning 911, your service is not going to get better if you're on a carrier other than Rogers. So we are in very careful education mode. We are not telling people to leave their carrier. We're not advising them to. We are advising this is a Rogers system.
Sounds like they need to sponsor something for every cruise.
Exactly. That's why they did the Ontario Winter Games.
Something more fun.
Okay, and finally, number 12, the Halloween email was very.
Wasn't that fun?
And I agree that I can't understand what a Porsche Carrara has to do with Halloween, but. I guess the one people with the pumpkins get the cars, right?
I guess so.
Okay.
I found it kind of odd, but.
I know. Well, I think
What to do
that's,
with this.
I think that's why he sent the email, because he, sort of tongue in cheek. Who do these people think they are? Have you seen Eganville? Have you seen Bellashire Valley?
That's awesome,
Right?
yeah.
Correspondence B, there are a couple of items here. I thought the, and Merv, the discussion about recycling containers came up in that package, so. Does someone want, I don't think I have any discussion, need any discussion on item number 1. But on item number 2, again, we're involved in negotiations regarding recycling. But do we want to support that ask?
Look, go ahead, Ruth.
Well, I'll tell you where I'm coming from. I was in Foodland and I said to the cashier, where does the empties go? And they pointed back at the brewer's retail. I said, no, it's locked up. So then they rustled through some paperwork and our empties go to Golden Lake, to the variety store in Golden Lake. So let's be realistic. If I had a dozen empties in Eganville, I will not be driving to Golden Lake with them.
No.
So I'm assuming we're going to be showing up in the recycling.
But we also have the resident up here on the hill that's almost just this way, but across from the beer store. That takes empties as well, and all the money that they receive, I don't know what depot they take them to, but those proceeds go to the food bank.
Yep.
So, I mean, we do have somebody right here in the village that will take the empties.
But
I
you're
think
right,
some people
but
can come
Foodland
to
and
this stuff
Fresh
too.
Mart should probably maybe have a little plaque that says that.
Yeah, and probably Foodland doesn't, or not realize what's done.
I think some people stated on that count on those first money where they collect them too, so that.
Yep.
Anyway,
I buy it all the time, it's right there.
I know, but the person donating isn't getting
Right.
money back, because the point is that, what I highlighted in the article, but is that people. Collect bottles themselves and.
Oh,
collect the
that's-
money for it themselves for. the
Yeah,
expenses.
so-
We do it as a fundraiser for Ringette as well, where they will have a
Right.
day outside the the store and taking that.
Mhm.
So it does impact some of the sports teams.
Mhm.
and anyway, just a little further, I had opportunity to talk to Billy the Kid, our member of parliament. And apparently, seeing Wawa too, he said it's a concern right across the province, so.
Mhm.
I said, maybe then the province maybe have to shell out some money.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's-
reflects the level of consultation they had with people before they shut the beer store down. So would it be possible for us to, for staff to identify where people could take their bottles? And put that on our board or
Mhm.
on our newsletter twice a year? Just like we put information about recycling at the dump.
I think the newsletter would be a great idea.
Mhm.
We're getting that month every 2 months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I noticed at the waste sites too,
Mhm.
just put it in like a little ad on the back page.
Mhm.
Here's where to take your empties. You might have 3 or 4 possibilities.
Mhm,
And then people could sort out whether they were gonna receive cash for them or just.
mhm.
And give that information to Foodland, so the cashier, like me, say, where are you gonna get them? And they don't know.
If we have that information, I'll take it over to the Fresh Mart and Food Line myself.
We're not Fresh Mart right now.
No, that's true.
I can let Mike Talbot know as well.
Mhm. That'd be a good idea.
Okay,
Yeah,
Alright.
that's,
so no other action, and that wouldn't be, that would be possible to look at, putting information about recycling.
Yep, for sure.
And I let Bill know, that his staff know that these things are gonna go into recycling, they're not gonna say, well, Mike, these are not recyclable.
Well, they are
They're
recyclable.
recyclable. but
Yeah,
You're just
I
not
mean, the
making
recycling
money.
is gonna take a jump up.
many people take them at the dump. I know when I take my empties, I leave them there in a certain pile.
Yeah.
Where I'm instructed to leave them and, sometimes staff take them or whatever.
They shouldn't,
Okay.
they should not be. There's no scavenging at the dump.
This is not Washington.
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
that's
there's
good.
another one that I
That's
go
fair.
to, not in Washington Valley, where the staff will be like.
Yeah.
We just don't talk about
Leave them
it.
in
But
there.
reuse is preferable.
you guys are outing other municipalities.
Reuse
So-
is preferable to
Reuse.
recycling if you're doing it on your own, but once you bring something to the landfill site, unless we have our C of A changed, it cannot be then reused. You should do that on your own. Yeah,
So if they change our C of A.
yeah,
So we can have little huts.
Yeah.
For, furniture that,
Mhm.
as a swap meet,
Mhm.
then can people take the empties?
What are you reusing them for?
Good point.
Maple syrup.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so those are the types of conversations we'll have to have. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Right
right,
now, we can simply direct our ratepayers.
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yep.
Number 3. I feel this warrants our support as well. This is the one from the CNL
CNL.
Deep River, actually.
Yeah.
Friends of,
Newsletter.
that's it. So. Just open discussion on that. I see no reason, I would like to support that because they're important in many ways. And the bottom line is we can't achieve net zero without them. Can't make enough solar panels and wind towers. So, anyone have any thoughts?
oh, I was already planning to support it, you went first.
I'll bring that forward to the
That's
December
good.
meeting.
Okay, so number 4 cannot wait till December. This letter of support. We had a delegation from Roseburg last Wednesday at County Council. This letter actually went out on the Tuesday in anticipation of that delegation. They do have a bit of a deadline and they are asking us to get this letter of support out ASAP. In a weird coincidence, Kevin Holland will be at our Queens Park Day on Thursday. I was cheekily going to hand it to him, but I think it's better if we just sign the letter of support tonight. And
I just have a question when you're done.
shoot,
So, question, committee can give direction. So if committee gives direction to staff to go ahead and do the letter for under your
Or
signature, we can do it. If we need a resolution, then it would have to come to tonight's meeting and we would have to amend the agenda. So
I don't
which,
think resolution's necessary. If I get permission, because it's only a letter of support.
Okay.
Right?
then committee can give staff direction to do a letter for your signature
it's-
if they would like to do that, and then it doesn't have to come back tonight. We can just do it.
But this is very similar to the one that we did for Hokum's, where it's a letter of support for their project going forward.
Okay.
Is everybody okay?
I agree.
So
Okay.
just a question, do we want direction and letter or do we want a resolution? Direction and letter means we can do it in this meeting. If not, then we have to amend the agenda tonight, which is all
I
fine.
think direction for me would be fine.
Okay,
Everybody saw the letter. There's nothing nefarious in it.
no, they just want to support.
And there's no worry. I know that sometimes we get resolutions and we sit around this table and we're like, oh, some of that wording's gotta be changed.
Okay. Okay, that's no problem.
That's why we have it now.
That's right.
Very good.
Okay.
So directed.
Yes, to number
Highway 2
5.
+ 1, Highway 17.
Yes,
Again, seems like a good yes.
yes.
resound.
This is a great solution
Mhm.
to areas on the highway that in order to do full 4 lanes would be very expensive and in some places almost unachievable. And I think the 2+1 idea, although it is not what we want necessarily, I think it is an excellent
Compromise.
compromise with the province and the feds. So I would very much like to support this at our next. at our
December is
December
fine.
2nd.
Yes. Okay.
Agree?
I also would wonder if the Minister of Intergovernmental Affairs should probably be
Okay.
on this as well,
Sure, yeah,
and the Minister of Transportations for both federal and provincial, because it's just to the Prime Minister and the Premier.
yep.
Agree.
It is King's Highway.
Mhm.
Which is always, I always find it amazing that the province takes it on the chin only about the expansion of 17.
I'll take that direction back and have it prepared for the next one.
Very good. And finally, the additional item on the agenda is the letter from Minister Flack. And maybe Annette or Jen, whoever could speak to that.
I'll let Annette speak to it.
Thank you.
Again, I will see Minister Flack on Thursday. Go ahead.
So just going through it, really the devil's in the details. They're talking about all of these acts. They're talking about most of the acts say these acts are going to allow us to do regulations for these things, but we don't have any of the regulations. So just going through them, nothing is standing out to me to be problematic. They're talking about certain minor variances that will no longer be required. Which ones are those? We don't know yet, but so I'm not, opposed to that. The conversation of a corporation for water and sewer, we are already on a task force sort of doing some investigation there. Again, it doesn't seem to state that you will have to be a corporation. It's just saying we're going to do some regulation around this. Not opposed to that. So there's really nothing in there at this point that I feel we need to comment on because it's too high level. But once the regulations come out, I think some of the ideas they're talking about are not bad ideas, but I haven't seen the details of them. Like once I see the details of them, maybe we're going to feel differently and we're going to be like, absolutely not. This can't go that way. So we're going to discuss with senior leadership team on Thursday to see if they have any concerns about them. I did already have a conversation with water and sewer, no concerns there. So move forward from there. Yeah. Yeah.
I will be speaking to Minister Flack on Thursday,
Yeah.
and I guarantee you my colleagues will be as well.
Yeah.
Because it's when they hand down information like this, they have to give us the information. They can't just say, oh, and this, and this, and this. It's no different than the OPP billing. A cap of 11%. Well, are we gonna be 4% or are we gonna be 11%? I think it's unfair and again, makes it hard for us to plan for the future when the devil is in the details.
Yes. So.
Yeah.
That's my only comment on
Yeah.
that.
Enough understanding on our part to oppose this. Or to particularly
Yeah.
suppose it, so we'll have to wait for more information.
Yeah.
And hope there's no strong mayors hidden.
Yes.
Don't, too soon, John,
Gotcha.
too soon.
Okay. Correspondence C is unfortunately empty once again. Moving on to new unfinished business, this is the approval of the official plan
Mhm.
amendment, and we
Mhm.
received documentation from the county.
So,
So could you summarize?
Debbie did an interview with me yesterday about this. The OP at the county passed without comment. There were no concerns from council. Obviously, our planners do an amazing job at presenting. There was an issue on one document that said that we were in the township of McNabb Braeside. That's been fixed. But it did go without comment, so, and obviously I would never have interfered. But I was asked by Debbie or the Eganville leader, what is the next step? Obviously, there is an appeal period. And then after the appeal period, again, the devil will be in the details of what we decide that goes in the zoning bylaw. The good news about this is that at least that portion of this 10-year debacle is put to rest. And now, if it's appealed, then it's appealed. If it's not, then we will have to make some decisions with regard to some of the ideas that our consultant had, some of the things that Annette and other staff have brought back to us where what the consultant gave us was a bit convoluted. So yeah, so I think we'll know when we know.
Can I ask a question? Does the ministry play in here, environment, in terms of what the recommendations are, or the updates to the official plan? Is there
No.
any play in here for the ministry, or it's?
No.
They,
It's
su-
based
they,
on
s-
bylaws,
they
right?
submitted a letter, they supported it.
They support, okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Oh, yeah, no, that's why the county had no concerns.
Approved it, okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So our next plan will be in the next year, we'll create a resolution or a bylaw
a bylaw, yes, a zoning.
that now fits in the official plan or was covered by the official plan.
Exactly.
Okay, well, let's hope we can get that done without a lot of convoluting and.
Oh, it's going to be convoluted. Yeah.
You nailed it when you said the consultants, some of the language and ideas, there's a few things there I thought were a little
And it was so much.
convoluted.
And, okay, look. Enforcement, we don't have full-time enforcement. We're not going to have full-time enforcement on Lake Clear. So we have to make this easy for the residents, easy for visitors, easy for bylaw. Right?
Yep.
This can't be neighbor on neighbor narking each other out. It's gotta be simple, simple, simple. Because if it's not simple, there will be, well, the bylaw says that you can be here from November 7th to November 11th, but then you can't be here on November 14th.
That's the convoluted, that's.
I'm joking, but but it is. It had a lot in it, and I think that we need to sit around this table and really decide how much do we want in the zoning bylaw. But that is a discussion, that's a tomorrow problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like when we're very close to presenting that bylaw, we should in closed or at a public meeting, doesn't matter, have a discussion where we can,
We will have a public meeting,
yeah.
And it will all be in open.
yes.
Good.
Oh, yes.
Happy.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's new business, establish the next meeting date, which is.
December 2nd.
Mhm.
And the media session
Yeah, well,
has already been taken care of. And we have a closed session, so
So December 2nd, our next meeting?
Yes.
okay. I can. read this
Yes,
in.
please.
Dated this 18th day of November 2025, moved by. Merv. That committee proceed in closed session in accordance with the Municipal Act 2001, section 239.2. To deal with matters as indicated below, a proposed or pending acquisition of land by the municipality. All in favor? Carried.
Go ahead.
Dated the 18th of November 2025, moved by Tracy Sanderson. That committee moves out of closed session at 39. And derives and report that the committee met to receive information and give direction to the mayor and staff regarding negotiations for the Eganville Creamery property and adjacent lands, and approved minutes from October 21, 2025. Carried. Thank you. Go back to open session. Yeah, brings us to the sad conclusion of this meeting. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. Or, all in favor? We'll see you at 5:15.
I know, right now,